there will be people this morning who will see your face on our screens or hear your voice on the radio and think, perhaps you made an error. Perhaps there are lessons to be learned from the way you were so unequivocal about how you said, if she's in the river, I will find her.
Well, I would like to make very clear that the police have searched that area with sonar and divers for the last 3 weeks. We spent 4 hours searching for Nicola at that strip of the river. I categorically confirm that Nicola was not on the riverbed. We would have seen her. Her body, if it is Nicola, and I hope it's not, or whoever, the body was found in the reeds, not on the riverbed. And I cleared with the media that our sonar does not search in the reeds. They all know that, and the police know that. There was no sign of Nicola laying on the bottom.
Unequivocally said to us that if she was in the river you would find her, and you also offered theories about how there was a weir and you didn't believe that her body could go past it, and yet here we are. Her body had gone past the weir. A body we believe has been found in the river. Do you not accept there are any errors or perhaps lessons to be learned for you in this?
Not at all. I mean, we recover on average 10 drowning victims a year and a number of suicides, and we got a very high hit rate. If Nicola had fallen in the play at the bench where the phone was found, she would have landed in 2 feet of water. She would not have drowned at that location. I don't believe Nicola went in because the police divers searched that area thoroughly that afternoon, and drowning victims go to the bottom. She could not have made it over the weir in a day. There's no way, and that my whole team and other police have looked at this. It baffled me. To bring us in, because we do the police diving anyway for the whole of the southeast, so we're a well-known police operational team, and we bring that expertise, and we've got a very good working relationship with Lancashire Police at the moment. If we can't find her in the next 3 or 4 days in this river, if she's not here, then I'm confident she's not in this stretch of river. In the search, whether it be on land or in water. I'm bearing in mind I deal with about 10 drowning victims a year and a number of suicides where people just take themselves into water and drown, and we locate them and recover them. So I was shocked that I got this information was held back from us.
So what difference would it have made to how you have handled what you have been asked to do? You're working very closely with the family as well, aren't you? So what difference would it have made?
Well, it would have made me believe that possibly she could, Nicola could have wandered off. She could have wandered down the riverbank and potentially taken her own life. She could have wandered off and fallen in at another place, because the area we were tasked with searching was absolutely clear. There was search by police divers 3 times. It was searching us by side scan sonar, and we even extended our search upriver, extended the parameters just in case Nicola had wandered off and fallen in. So now I'm changing, has Nicola wandered off somewhere else, because there was no CCTV specifically along the main entry route, and the police have confirmed that in their press conference. Nicola had fallen in the play at the bench where the phone was found. She would have landed in 2 feet of water. She would not have drowned at that location. I don't believe Nicola went in, because the police divers searched that area thoroughly that afternoon, and drowning victims go to the bottom. She could not have made it over the weir in a day. Police, I believe, think that she's in here, and obviously that's where the evidence is actually pointing us at the moment. Police are doing a great job. It's a big task for Lancashire Police to do. This is a particularly long stretch of river to search, and we just bring up that backup resource to work closely with them at this incident. Paul called me the other day we spoke, and he was then speaking of Lancashire to police to bring us in. That afternoon there was a bit of miscommunication, but they agreed to bring us in because we do police diving anyway for the whole of the South East, so we're a well-known police operational team, and we bring that expertise, and we've got a very good working relationship with Lancashire Police at the moment. Paul's extremely distraught. I've just spoken to him just now where we're staying.
You've been following events here very closely, and there was that news conference yesterday where we learned that the investigation now is very much focusing on the river. They have been searching now for 8 days. We're now into the 9th day. If, and it is a big if, Nicola is in the river, why has it taken so long to find her?
That's what I'm surprised about, Jonathan. I mean, normally when we scan a river, we can scan about 10 miles a day with our high-frequency sonar. It is the best in the world we have available. I mean, £53,000 worth of equipment, but it finds people quickly and then recovered by divers. This is not a really fast-moving tidal river. It's quite slow. It's moving slowly. It's quite narrow, so quite straightforward to search. I mean, the police divers are doing a great job, but they can only search a small section at a time. But I believe from the news reports that sonar has been brought in, but sonar's is only good as the operator using it and the frequency.
For 13 days, Nicola Bulley's family have been desperate for answers that so far no one can give. A private search team has been helping the police this week, and today took the missing woman's partner to the riverbank where her phone was found to explain that after 3 days of intensive searching of this part of the river, they have found nothing and are now calling off their search.
I said that if Nicola's here, I'll find her. If Nicola was in that river, I would have found her. I can guarantee you that. She wouldn't have. We would have found her, and she's not there in that section of the river up there. In my personal view, getting carried out to the sea, I think it's a long way to go in a tidal river. A tide that goes out, a tide that comes in. I would have thought that she would have surfaced by now and been found by dog walkers. That's my honest opinion. I'm totally baffled by this one, to be honest.
Nicola's family had hoped this specialist team could provide some clue as to what happened on the day she disappeared whilst walking her dog after dropping.
For me, personally, and again this is just my opinion, I'm 100% convinced it's not the river. People don't just vanish into thin air. It's absolutely impossible. So something has happened. Something has happened. Find out what it is. Find out what it is. My plea now is, personally, I want every house, every garage, every outbuilding, the land scrutinised. I want it all searched. I want it all scrutinised. Every piece of it. Definitely, and I'm just pleading with them. Just please. Anything, no matter how tiny. For me, personally, and again this is just my opinion, I'm 100% convinced it's not the river. People don't just vanish into thin air. It's absolutely impossible. So something has happened. Something has happened. Find out what it is. Find out what it is.
Yesterday, SGI joined Lancashire Police in the search for missing mother of two, Nicola Bulley, and joining me now is founder of SGI, Peter Fording. Good morning to you. This morning you've said you're going to be searching this area behind us. Now we know that Lancashire Police has already searched this area. Why are SGI going to be going over that area again?
Right, the day Nicola went missing, supposedly here, the mobile phone was found. It was thoroughly searched by police divers, very professionally done, and normally a body would go straight to the bottom. It's been cleared, but if anything has drifted down, if Nicola went in upstream, a lot further up, a body could move down this area. So we've been retasked to do this area again. It gives us total confidence that she's not here.
Explain a little bit to me. I know that you're going to be looking further upstream, say you said about a mile and a half. Now, surely a body would move with the flow of the river, so why is it necessary to check upstream as well?
We just need to rule everything out. Nicola, somebody could have put the phone on the bench. Somebody could have found it and put it on the bench, just on the nearest bench. We don't know. Nobody knows. This is a complete mystery, this whole thing. And normally, if somebody falls in the water, if Nicola went in here, her body would have gone straight to the bottom. It would remain there, and police divers would have found her that day, without a doubt.
Just for our radio viewers, the river behind us today is very still, isn't it? It's hardly moving. Of course, it's non-tidal.
Yeah. It's non-tidal.
So what are the chances that she is in this part of the river? Do you think that's quite likely?
She could be in this part of the river. If Nicola is not here, then I don't know where she's gone. She's disappeared off the face of the earth, and I'm pretty confident in saying that.
There's been a lot of speculation that if she has gone past the weir, perhaps she could have reached the sea. Whether or not that's happened yet, if she does end up reaching the sea, what are the chances of ever finding her?
Right, this is a very tidal river, so the tide comes in, the tide goes out. We worked on a job a few years ago where a sheep was being carried down on the current, on the ebbing tide, and on the flooding tide it would come back to the same place every night, a dead sheep. It didn't move, it didn't go far. If you went missing near an estuary, you could go to the sea, but things tend to move up and down with the tides. It's an awful long stretch of river with a lot of shallows. She would have been found by now in the shallows.
We were speaking just a moment ago about this area. The bench where her phone was found is just to your left there. It's quite a sharp embankment.
Yes.
If she would have fallen in, surely there would have been some signs of that.
Yeah, it's very difficult. There may have been signs unless she tripped and went head first into the river. But again, I stress this, that if Nicola had gone in that morning, that day, at this point, I believe, like us, we're divers, the police divers would have found her that day. That's what this mystery is all about. It's very strange.
Of course.
Underwater search unit with us, so we've got another dive team to back up the police, and we've got a really specialist bit of kit, high frequency side scan sonar, which we've got a very high hit rate. I was the first to bring it into the UK in 1999 and sort of pioneered the use of it over here, so I can find anything with that, and if Nicola is here, I'm happy that we will find her if she is in the river.
What's your search plan? Obviously,
Lancashire Police, we're working closely with them, so we're going to be coming down from the weir and we're going down towards the estuary. There's a fair stretch of river, and we'll be looking at the bottom. I mean, it's deep in places, it's shallow in places, so it's not so much of a challenge, it's more of a slower process. Normally we can cover about 10 miles of river a day with a sonar, but this is quite a windy river, but it's not that wide, it's not that fast moving, so it should be quite straightforward. I said that if Nicola's here, I'll find her. If Nicola was in that river, I would have found her. If Nicola was in that river, I would have found her. I can guarantee you that. She wouldn't have. We would have found her, and she's not there. So we've ruled out the main area. That was what I call the hot spot, where Nicola was phone was last seen, and obviously adjacent to the field where she was. And then we've gone right up the river, just in case this event, for some other reason, that another line of inquiry takes place, and we've cleared that whole stretch of river extremely thoroughly with police divers, and we've done what we come to do to actually clear that for the family. Up and then further up the river to the corner, just to clear that we've eliminated every possible scenario, and that's what we're looking at. So if something has gone in further up and it's drifted down, obviously that top part of the river hasn't been searched yet because this is the hot spot. So we're really going over the hot area here just to double check that nothing has been left out or missed out. The police have done a really thorough dive job up around the bench area and down to the island part. Yeah,
We need divers need to go back in again.
Divers will be going back in to clear a few bits where we can't quite get in with the sonar, absolutely, when they do. Yeah.
But where you are,
Because I don't know Nicola's in here, this is just a theory at the moment. It's on the bench, the phone was found on the bench, there's leads there, and normally she would be found by now if she was there. And that's still my view, you know, it's a difficult one.